Welcome to the Macedon campaign for Dividi Et Impera 1.2. In the last part we declared our war against Rome, and two of our armies crossed the strait here, or not quite across at the moment. One of them still needs to get in because we're going to go down after Cosentia, and so far so good. But what's actually kicked in is Italy in turmoil, war in Italy. The Senate of Rome enlists the legions to defend the Republic. As long as Rome and the city are not taken by force, Rome will fill the ranks of the army to repel the aggressors. That means somewhere up here a new legion has been formed, and it will be continuously formed, I think, every 20 turns until we capture Rome. So here's the legion here. It's a pretty tough old legion as well. It'll take some beating. Of course, the problem with this legion is it can have quite a long movement range. You can see here it can come all the way down to here, which is going to make life a little bit interesting. But what we're going to do is get in and attack Cosentia. We need to weaken the Romans up, and I'm kind of half tempted just to leave this guy sat in the settlement at the moment. I'll think about it. I think we're going to start with attacking Cosentia. That's got a garrison of 17. We got a tiny little Carthaginian army here that should, in theory, come in and help us. I mean, obviously this army's taken a little bit of beating. Also, on this side here, I've brought my faction leader over, because he may need to reinforce. Up here I'm a little bit worried about the Getae hanging around, but I think we're going to have a crack at here.
Besieging the settlement. We take this settlement.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to go in super force here, and this army should be able to come up in support, and yeah, and I think we're going to go with the auto resolve here. 91%. Yep. And that should take this down, and we're just going to occupy. And level 2 general here, and what I'm going to do is pull this army back, just in case these guys get any delusions above their station, and pop that down, garrison here, and I think we're just going to leave the rest for the moment. And these guys are in good condition, and
on the road again.
Make sure that there's been no army raised in that area.
Is there nothing else?
Because obviously I want to focus on this area here. This is the fun part. So what we're going to do is get in here and attack Cosentia. Right, we're going to have to fight this because I want to minimise casualties. I'm sure yeah, we're certainly not taking that level of casualties. We can do better than that. So we're going to assault. And it's quite important now to try and keep up a momentum. We need to draw that legion out from Rome. Just get this battle out the way. Not often we fight with allies, and not that 274 troops are going to make that much difference, though they may prove a distraction. We got cav superiority, we got missile superiority just by only having 3 missile units. I really need to rebalance that. Right, nice and dry. I think we're just going to go in the front entrance here. I think that's a fairly... I think probably use this building here as a linchpin. Fire straight up in there. Interstate at the back. These guys down. Out the way. And I think we'll just have the plates on the end of the line. Kind of a bit inclined to have. Actually, no, we'll leave the general here. And I think we're going to go for a slightly more traditional approach with the missile troops, because that's going to put quite close to this area here. Right, I think that
Hades can wait.
Tarantines, I want you out on this flank. May need you. Actually, I think what we will do is actually the Tarantines out there.
At your service.
With, these guys I want to keep out of mischief, so go there. That leaves me with. Oh, well, we've got the extra troop anyway, haven't we? So.
Sons of Macedon.
And I think we're gonna have the you on that side. Swordsman on that side. I think the Galatians over here. I think. I mean, it's not a standard type build, but I think it will work. Actually, if we put those guys there, 2 Galatians on that side, and a Royal Paltas.
Hades can wait.
These guys on this side.
Royal Paltas ready.
That. Just keep this force out this way.
As I see it, and as the omens confirm, our enemies are well supplied with farmers and peasants. They lack warriors.
Right, we're just gonna.
Slingers!
Not worried about the calves so much, actually.
Melee troops! Quick march! Warriors ready! Slingers! Advance at speed!
Right, their general unit is coming out that way.
Royal Peltasts! Slingers! Melee infantry ready! Pikemen! Advance!
Right, they're coming out at us.
Missile infantry! At the double! Sons of Ares! Ready for battle! Slingers! Axis! Galatians! Slingers!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Arista! Attack, you sons of Ares! Ah! Swords! Proud sons of Macedon!
Right,
Archers!
focus on the centre.
Slingers! Fire! Swords!
Oh, it looks like the so the Carthaginians are coming in from behind. So
Brigades ready! Slingers! Take aim! Archers! Slingers! Horse! Swords! Battle melee!
right, these guys.
Royal Peltasts! Missiles awaiting target! Swords! Slingers!
Slingers in.
Melee infantry at your command!
Guys fall onto these.
Swords! At your service! Slingers! Period!
Pull the firing onto them.
Macedonians,
It's the,
ready.
well, it's the heavy melee infantry.
Yours to command.
What's that?
The enemy is attacking our ally.
Yep, that's alright.
Tarantine cavalry. We'll kill them all. Slingers.
Slingers in.
Missiles ready and waiting. Slingers, die! Hades can wait. Advance and
Guys can go up that way.
Arbiters ready. Battle ready and eager. Tarantine cavalry. Orders. Battle ready.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Okay, things are getting a bit weak on this flank.
Pikeman!
Ah,
Missile infantry ready. Now! Rounds!
The battle is turning in our favor.
right.
Warriors of Macedon!
These guys come in here. These guys are getting a bit pressurized on this side.
Royal Peltasts! Yours to command!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Tarantine cavalry! Ready, men! Missile cavalry ready! Macedon!
You guys are going to need to come back this way.
Slingers!
These guys are taking too much pressure.
Your orders, taxes, ready and waiting. Advance and speed, ready. Strategos. Missiles, ready and waiting.
Great.
Attack, you sons of Ares. Tarantine cavalry. Archers.
Archers.
Missile cavalry at your command. Royal Thorax swordsmen.
I should have taken those troops up
One of
round.
our units has used all its ammunition.
Get you round here. Right, these guys are broken completely now. The Tarantines made all the difference. Right. General round. Archers wait.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
And in you go. Yep, that went fairly okay. We lost 95 troops, that's pretty good. Probably from that single Royal Peltas, he got himself a bit exposed. It's like most of the kills were on, mind you, there's probably a lot of friendly fire there. But we now have Cosentia, and you need to start getting north.
I am with you. For the gods and glory.
Now, the real threat is going to be this legion here. Got here, right? I think we're going to go with. Certainly going to need public order here, and we're going to go with that. We can that down and that down. You need a temple in here. Provincial taxes. I want something that's going to give me a military boost. Sanitation against all agent actions. That could be a good one. Wealth from livestock. Provincial income. That's going to give me tax boosts. I think that's what we're going to go for, and that's going to take virtually all my cash. I was planning on recruiting some troops here, but
At your
I think
command.
what we're going to do is pull this army
Make
back
haste,
to
men.
about here. You can come down and siege. You shouldn't be able to get
We hunger.
this army.
March.
Put you
You
about
have
there.
further orders?
What I'd like to do is tempt this guy in to attack this settlement here.
Your orders? Ready for orders.
I think we're going to get you
March.
about here.
Ready for further orders.
Right. You're a mess, but you're going to have to stay the way you are at the moment. Ooh. Right, I think that's all we can do this turn. We need to draw this legion out. So, away from Rome. There's no point trying to push north until we've actually stabilised this area here. Won't be able to get across the water in one go. Okay, we're gonna have to risk it.
Your next command?
Like is get there. You should still be inside the zone of defence of there, and you should be able to retreat if a Roman navy comes in. I'd like to get our faction leader across here as a garrison, if necessary. Right, we're gonna go for an intern. Ooh, loads of unassigned skills, which is fantastic. Got our I suppose he's just piling up the training, bit arson, coercion. Well, I think we're going to do that. We've got to drive our costs down. Experience per turn, reaction, public order. I think we'll go with that. We'll just keep training our generals up. Got some training. Oops. Only need to make you knight commander. You don't have any.
We hunger for battle.
And got this army here, which is obviously gaining lots and lots of experience. One of my family generals. What do we need here? I could really do with something that gives me a bonus action wide. With all factions cultural affinity. Well, anything that might help in improving relations with the Getae will be useful. So here we go, guys. Can we draw that legion in? Right, got rampant piracy. Go for that. Yep, that goes without saying. A child has died. Oh, what a shame. Desertion. That's okay. Right. Instruction report. Yep. And obviously we got. I think we may need artillery, so I think I'm going to just drop that in there and there. Now we're in winter, so we got restricted movement range.
How can I be of assistance?
Right, this army has come over to here. This is where the Romans have this ridiculous movement range. So we're going to have to keep. Can't get into there at the moment, so I think you pull out.
At once.
Stand there. I want you pull back here at the moment. Just gonna have to gamble on those troops there. Right, we've got rebellion there.
Ready for battle. For glory and honor.
With this
Waiting for more
trash,
orders.
I don't want them to build up.
Advance.
And what we're going to need is to get our
Yes.
leader over to here, so that he can deal with rebellion here while this garrison is recovering. And it means that this army still don't know where that legion
I am
is.
the champion of the. I am with you. Is there nothing else?
Bit worried.
You can call me.
The Legion is here, and we need to move against it.
Ready for orders.
Right, I think we'll bring you. These guys have absolutely ridiculous movement range.
Commander.
I think what we're going to do is you're going to come to there.
Ready for further orders.
I want you to pull back to here.
Ready for further orders.
Tuck in there. What we want is this guy to come down and attack there.
At your
And
command. Ready for battle.
right, do with taking that up, but sure. Yep, you've got no there. I think we'll go with marble here, and I'm half tempted to raise another army. Can you actually recruit anything?
At your command.
Right, you can recruit something. Apollonian heavy infantry and some Sicilian slingers. Okay, let's grab those and those. Nope, those, so that you can reinforce this army should it need it.
Ready for orders.
I think we're going to go with Cosentia. That gives me a garrison of 14. That gives me a garrison of 14. That's probably going to give me the more money in the long term. 450, 350. Yeah. I'd like to get this garrison underway as soon as possible. Right. I don't really want to put these guys into... I mean, can we... What do the Getae think of us? Still 67 hostile. Okay. And down here, during the end turn, Egyptians started moving around, but I think they're okay. I think maybe they've worked out that they don't want to cross the strait here, and they've probably started the ridiculous long hike that the AI often indulges in, where they go for walk. They'll probably go all the way up here and then just stand around and then change their mind and come back the other way. For a brief moment then I thought I'd left a navy in here.
Fleet reporting.
Kind of a bit inclined to bring my navy up in support. It's going to be a big commitment, but I think we're going to have to do it.
All hands to the oars.
And
Your orders.
yeah,
Recruiting more ships.
a navy there. I think if we can get the two navies here, it means both my navies are now going to be committed to this area, but I think in the long term it'd be okay, because if we can dominate the Adriatic, that's going to keep this army in port.
Yes.
I think that's all we can do this turn. I think I've got enough. Yeah, I've got plenty of time, so we're just going to go for another end turn. Got a
Fleet reporting.
got a promotion for moving. Okay, I'll take it. 8-1 battle. I think that could be useful. Oh, we've still got more. Okay. Again, I think we'll go with the diplomatic route. Anything to try and prove diplomacy. So we go end turn. Right, the next part is going to depend totally on where that legion goes, whether he tries to cross the water or whether he actually moves north. Right, he's coming south. Right, yes, yes. Right. He's coming after us. This could be a brutal battle, but I think we'll be okay, because even if we take a lot of casualties, we can actually sustain this, and that opens up Rome. So my front line is, I think my front line should be able to absorb these legions. I mean, if we can get the elephants round the back and the cavalry, I mean, we're equal on cavalry. I mean, we've got the axe units. The axe units are going to make a big difference. And we've got hills. Okay, we're going to have to use the hills to aid our defence. Yeah, I think the hill will be very, very useful. And that's actually impassable. Okay. May. Oh, stop. I don't know where you got hooked.
Hades can wait.
Actually, let's saying that for some reason it's saying that bit is impassable, that bit is not. Okay. So these guys an anchor on this side here. It's where we want the Romans to come in at us. Got that's saying that that is impassable. That's got that. Slightly angled, so I want you slightly overlapping. So that is going to be our pike line. And what we got is have you front here. Take the attack. Now, and if the Romans come in this way, they're gonna actually let's put you back there for the moment. And I don't normally do this, they're on the reverse curve, so put you up. Yeah, you're not actually in the true angle. That could have been a bad mistake.
Pikemen, ready for orders.
And settlement here. That's interesting. And right.
Melee infantry ready.
And well, we have to be try and be a little bit devious here, I think. Elephants, I'll hide you. Probably been a bit optimistic trying to hide war elephants, but I think that could be great.
Missile armed riders.
This is the open terrain, so I think what we're going to do is put Tarentines in there for the moment. I think we'll have the figures out on that side, and well, the trouble is we don't have that much. If we have the nations on this side. Wow, well, we got rid of the spaghetti, but obviously not. Actually, I think probably gonna have you there.
Slingers.
And again, I'm kind of inclined to hide the slingers on this side. Oops, what am I doing? Ah. Right, what we got here? Elephants and slingers on this side. You have to try and trick the Romans into coming on this flank. Axeman there. On this side. Right. Axeman there. These guys who can act as a support mobile defense, I think. There. You have Thracians, you have the Axemen. Elephants and slingers there. I think I've got a set of slingers missing. No, I haven't, they're over here. And we got the cavalry hidden there, so let's see if we can sucker the Romans in to actually come and fight us.
Our reinforcements have arrived.
Yeah, well, they're a waste of time, then we're not going to bother with those. Right, the Romans are going to come in here. It's like they're curving this way. Yeah. That looks like they might be coming this way. Keeping you guys up from the rear. I think I'll let the heavy archers. Right. Right, Tarantine.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Right, I want these guys to commit. There's the heavy cav coming in.
What are your orders? Heavy archers! War elephants! Thracian warriors! At speed! Orders! Slingers! Loose! Heavy archers! Quick march!
As usual, these guys are coming in a cack-handed way.
War elephants! Melee infantry at your command! We are at your command! Melee infantry! At the
You need to get in on the flank here.
ready! Fire on the enemy! Slingers! Taxis! Your orders! Missile infantry at your command! Sword!
Right.
Melee infantry!
These guys to engage. Right.
Royal Thorax swordsman! War elephants! Tarantine cavalry!
Hey, get out.
Hades can wait! Advance! Commander! Prepare to engage!
We need to take out this heavy melee cavalry.
Heavy archers!
Heavy archers fall back.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Thracian warriors! Orders, my lord! War elephants! Slingers! Heavy archers!
The archers in.
Enemy! Royal Thorax swordsman!
Hey,
Ready! Melee troops awaiting orders!
where's my general?
Companion cavalry! Ready!
Elephants in.
Slingers!
Slingers.
Melee warriors!
Right.
Ready!
Broken this
Our
flank.
hidden units have been discovered.
Hey, don't mess about over here.
Ready and waiting! Heavy archers!
Infantry round.
Sword!
Stop.
Orders!
This is going to be a pretty tough, brutal attack.
Companion cavalry. War elephant. Hades can wait. What are your orders? Heavy archers.
Guys, get in the back.
At your service. Quickly now. Slingers.
Wait,
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Disengage. Ready. Tarantine cavalry. Advance at speed. Attack charge.
in.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
War elephant.
Or elephants in.
Our orders.
It's combat even.
Quickly now.
We need to use the elephants to break this unit here. General round here. Come on. This is where life gets a bit brutal.
Cavalry. Your orders. Missiles ready and waiting. Heavy archers on me. Citizen.
One of our units has used all its ammunition. Our general is under attack.
Royal Thorax swordsman. Ready, men. Kyrie. We await.
Combat even. My elephants aren't having the impact I was hoping for. Pull away.
As you say. Awaiting orders. We understand. Forward. Quickly now.
Okay.
Slingers. Fire on the enemy. Tarantine cavalry. Missile infantry.
You fire up into those. How's my front line going? I mean, these guys are not going to be particularly that useful, but at the moment, anything that...
Charge. Leave forward. Your orders.
Right, these guys are broken.
Swordsman. Ready for orders. Elephants. Charge.
Right. Got this heavy infantry.
Ready and waiting. Advance! Advance! Spears! Your orders?
Guys fire into those.
Orders?
Tarantines break away.
Commander!
You're not meant to be engaging heavy infantry.
Heavy archers! Tarantine cavalry!
Actually, you lend your weight to those.
Slingers!
You hit this heavy. Oh,
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Cavalry! War elephant! Heavy archers! Macedonians ready! At the ready!
okay.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Yep.
Kudos! Tarantine cavalry! Slingers!
Okay. These guys are taking quite a beating.
Missile infantry ready! Now!
Right, this sort.
Tarantine cavalry! Sons of Ares! Tarantine cavalry!
Tarantines, you grind in onto these.
Macedonians!
Right.
We await your orders!
Right, we've got their generals breaking.
At the double!
I think the front line is holding, but it's taken a heck of a bashing.
Right man!
Right, take one.
Understood! At speed!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Elephants, where are you?
My lord! As you wish! Royal Thorax swordsman! Elephants at the ready! Thorax pikemen!
Guys falling on the backs of these.
Warriors of Macedon! Spears!
Where's my general?
General! For the gods of Olympus! Action! Your orders!
Cavalry, you go after those.
Heavy
our units has used all its ammunition.
Right. Right, it's coming a bit of a scrum here. Where's my elephants? 4 elephants are still. General here. Right, these guys are broken. Generals, you break that unit there.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful.
Right, we need to push this up here. That's my elephants out for the moment. Oplates, I want you round there. So we need you to support this front line. You guys round that side. Tarantines in. This isn't won yet by a long way. 4 elephants away. I want Wax Swordsman in. Fall on these guys. It's my general. Wait, what are you doing out there? Back this way. Pull away. Right. Guys, Tarantines in. Foot companions up that way. Where's me? Elephants. Right, they're starting to break a bit now. This is where we need it. We need the general up here to give support. Guys, put the pressure on. Continue. We need to kill these, all of them, as much as possible. Okay. Right, let's find them and kill them. I think the elephants made a fantastic difference here. Can't actually see any of their troops. But our armies are chasing something. I think that's enough. So we're going to quit the battle. Ooh. We lost 823. Yeah, we've effectively killed this guy. And
Is that all?
right, research complete. Consensual contracts. Increase in rank. We got a good bit of public order here, and we got instruction reports here.
Ready for battle.
This army's taken a heck of a beating. I think what we probably could do is combine those up there.
We hunger for battle.
And do anything. I think we've pushed the Romans away there. I think.
At your command. Commander.
Getting a bit of start fringing.
To victory!
You can come in here and just get rid of this trash. That takes this army down.
You have further orders?
and I don't want this army to
Ready for battle.
refurbish, so
Leave none alive.
and you're just a single general. I'm just going to auto-resolve this. That takes down that legion that the AI gained,
Advance.
and I think what we're going to
At
do
your
is
command. Make haste, men.
great, you're not be able to do it. That was a bit of a fail. The public order is pretty good,
We hunger for battle.
so I think we're going to advance you this way to give a threat.
On the move. Your next
We're going to
command.
advance on Cosentia.
My
I want
sword is
you
yours.
go.
Moving
Actually,
out.
no.
Is there nothing else? How can I
Go this way.
and glory?
You sit here.
Swifter
My navy, where are you?
Ready for orders.
Kind of inclined to get my navy up to here. What I'm like to do is swap these armies around. So
Is there nothing else? Ready for battle.
I think we got the defences are pretty strong at the moment. So
Hard on the oars, you men.
I think
Ready
can
for orders. Poseidon, bless our voyage.
okay, come here and just jump into this here.
Your orders. Moving
Job
out.
is going to come across here, and I think what we will do is probably pull
Commander,
the faction leader back once we've actually got the defences, because I think Rome has spent its bolt here a little bit, so I think we should be able to push on. I mean, this is going to leave this front open a little bit, but I think what we can do is pull this army back. When if Rome comes in here and attacks, that's fair enough. I know this, I should see if they're recruiting anything over here.
a shadow.
I mean, we got quite a lot of income at the moment. Let's just have a quick look here. This is building up quite nicely. Kind of off inclined. We can get this army. This army is not as strong, but
We hunger
I think
for
he
battle.
can
Ready for battle.
reinforce this army by swapping these over.
Ready for orders.
This army can remain strong, and then my faction leader can come back and reinforce this side. I think we need a third army here, because as we push north, life is going to get very, very tricky. And at the same time, I mean, have I got any... Let's do the technology while I'm looking at it. What was the... I don't remember what the search was. We got consensual contracts. I'm pretty sure that was... yeah. So we've now got plus 12 loyalty for public. That's what I was looking for. Yes, these guys are well up again. Thank you. That was certainly well worth researching. And I think I would like the Empire maintenance, political incident, cultural conversion. Then again, maybe it's time to. I think the replenishment should be worthwhile going for. Recruitment costs, not going to bother with that. We got here, this gives us siege holdout time. Don't really need field engineers. I think the improved replenishment rate is something we're going to need. Do I actually have? Well, the easiest way to find out is to. I mean, we're going to use up the population there, so yes, we got. Who are you? Right, we got some couple of good generals here, so I think we're going to need to get you in.
Commander.
Has anyone come of age then? Let's have a quick look. Oh, Perseus was somebody that was actually recruited in the when I was actually advancing the troops forward. So we've got 2 adopted kids there. You're still not old enough. Okay. got skills here. Well, I'll look at that in a minute.
Ready for battle.
What do we need over here? Probably going to need a bit more of a pike line.
Ready for battle.
Right, we got. I
Soldiering.
think if we get a couple of these, we got here Macedonian pikemen. They're 58 guys. I think I really need the Royal Peltasts and dart slingers 39 range 120. That'd be pretty effective. Got some Molossian hounds. Well, not particularly interested in those. No, I think we're just going to recruit those. This will also act as a deterrent should the Getae kick off. Right, we've got an army hanging around here, but he can't move that very far. Right, I think this is where I'm going to leave it. I think I've gone way over time. In the next part, we will really start to push on Rome. Obviously, Rome is going to be a tough battle, and it's going to take at least a double army to attack it. But we do need to push forward as quickly as possible so that we don't get a new legion. And what I'm effectively looking to do is to get up to about here to start with, and then eventually pushing through and taking that. So we got this area here, and then I'll be happy, I think, once I've got that, because if we control the Italian peninsula, Rome can sit up here and huff and puff and do whatever it wants. We can defend this flank. So eventually we will take out this area here and liberate it, and then that will effectively push Rome into these isolated areas here. So if we're holding here, all their other enemies can actually push in. In fact, how we actually weakened Rome by doing that. Now they're still pretty strong, but I think once we're up here and we've taken that, I think Rome will be a spent force. But this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.